What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for Sports. See, this is what is making me starting to dislike Jokic fanboys. Right here. This is starting to pop up more and more on YouTube, on social media in general, even on Fox Sports and ESPN. It's just every person that supposedly leads a championship team, the star. They do this with everybody with the exception of Giannis. They didn't do this with Giannis. I don't remember them really going on these campaigns. Oh, is Giannis the greatest power forward ever? Ooh, maybe. Ooh. Like what? I mean, it's just sickening. And you know what's funny? The Jokic fanboys are eating it up. Eating it up. But they were rah when I was going after all that Joel Embiid nonsense. But you guys are mice quiet when it comes to this. Oh, boy. So they're showing a bunch of stats to try to give Jokic the edge. Scoring is even. Rebounding in Shaq's favor. Assists is obviously in Jokic's favor. Field goal percentage appears to be marginally in Shaq's favor. Free throw percentage, Jokic. 3-point percentage, Jokic. Then these irrelevant ass stats, win shares, and all that crap. Look. Jokic is a bad boy, man. But we got to remember that 20 years separate these players. More than 20 years. Separate this version of Shaq from Jokic. You didn't have offenses running through centers back then. Yeah, you had centers. You preferably wanted a center that could pass well out of the paint. Yes, Shaq had worked on that part of his game. Olajuwon was a pretty good passer. A very good passer. Malone had improved as a passer. But the offense wasn't running through centers like that. So there's no way a center was going to be able to... It makes no sense to even compare these guys when it comes to that stat. Right? Now, with scoring average, this is what they're leaving out. It's easier to score today. Right? Isn't it easier to score? Plus, the pace is faster, so your scoring is going to be higher anyway. So, this 30.7 by Shaq technically will be higher today, right? Now, I know there's just certain rule changes you have to look into and that would hinder Shaq playing today versus playing back then, but proportionally, Shaq's 30.7 was more significant than Jokic's 30.5. I notice they don't have block shots up here. That's for a reason. Field goal percentage. Now look, Jokic is shooting 54.5% in these playoffs, right? That's good, right? Now I don't know about postseason, but during the regular season, on average, centers now shoot about close to 55% from the floor. Jokic shot 63% from the floor. So that's about 8 percentage points better than the average. That's very good. Shaq during the playoffs shot nearly 57% from the floor. But during the postseason that year, checking it right now, Shaq shot 57.4% from the floor. The average center shot 47% from the floor. So that's 10 percentage points better than what center shot on average. 57% back then is like shooting maybe 65, 66% now. And that's as a big man is taking a lot of shots. We all know Shaq is a horrible free throw shooter. You know, whatever. Centers weren't shooting threes like that, so I don't even understand why that stat is up there. I mean, it's whatever, man. It's like it's just dumb. It's just whatever. How about you put up the opponents that Jokic has played in these playoffs versus who Shaq has played? Because let me see, in the first round, Denver played the Timberwolves, right? And their stars were Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert. I guess he's not a star. Okay, in the first round of 2000, the Lakers played the Kings. All right, they played the Kings. That team featured a young Chris Webber. Let's just look at this team. Let's go and look at this team right now. Chris Webber averaged 24, 10, and 5. And by the way, can you imagine Chris Webber today? He would average a triple-double. Jason Williams was on the team. The point guard, White Chocolate. Nick Anderson was on this team. Vlade Divac was on this team. Peja Stojakovic was on this team. Tony Delk was on this team. Now, they were number one in scoring in the NBA as well, the Kings that year, at 105 points a game. That was number one. That would be dead last today, way behind Miami. So you get how different the game is. But even though they were number one scoring, they were number 10 in defensive rating. So anyway, second round, Denver beats the Phoenix Suns, who were top heavy with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and a uninterested DeAndre Ayton. The Lakers played the Phoenix Suns too. But this Phoenix Suns team won 53 games. And they were led by, let's check this out, Anthony Hardaway, Cliff Robinson, Rodney Rogers, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, Todd Day, and Kevin Johnson coming off the bench. That was his last series before he retired for the second time. You make your judgment as to who was the better overall team. They definitely weren't just top heavy. Then in the Western Conference Finals, the Denver Nuggets play the 7th seeded Lakers, who, in my opinion, shouldn't even been there if it wasn't for the league assisting them with some of them games. With we won't get into that. The Lakers, on the other hand, that year in the Western Conference Finals played the Portland Trail Blazers, who I believe had the second best record in the Western Conference, and maybe even the NBA. They were 59-23. Portland. Well, let's see who Portland had that year. Rasheed Wallace, Steve Smith, Scottie Pippen, Bonzi Wells, Arvydas Sabonis, Damon Stoudemire, Brian Grant, Detlef Schrempf, Jermaine O'Neal, Greg Anthony, Gary Grant, Stacey Augmon. God damn! Pretty good fucking team, right? Now they did choke in Game 7, and that talent level was almost enough to beat the Lakers. But Scottie Pippen, being the choke artist that he was, failed to rally the troops in the fourth quarter. And then in the finals, the Lakers beat the Pacers, who I think are a better team than the Miami Heat. I believe the Pacers were one of, if not the best defensive team in the NBA. Let's check this out here. Well, actually, that Pacers team was 13th in defensive rating. But they were 56 and 26 that year, coached by Larry Bird. And that Pacers team had Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Dale Davis, Mark Jackson, Austin Crochet, Rick Smith, Travis Best, Sam Perkins, Derek McKee, Chris Mullin, Jonathan Bender, and Zon Tabak. So, talent-wise, this team trumps the Miami Heat, who are an 8 seed. So, in conclusion, if the Denver Nuggets win the championship, they were beating an 8 seed, a 4th seed, a 7th seed, and an 8 seed. And by the way, what great centers has Jokic played in these playoffs? Maybe Towns, if you want to call him great, which I don't. Ayton is not great. You get what I'm getting at with this? Like, at least Shaq, in his career, man, he was going up against, Elijah Wan and David Robinson and Lonzo Mourning and Ewing and Rick Smith, who he did play in the finals that year. He was going up against the best centers in the league. The last great era for centers. Who is Jokic going up against? Embiid? That's it? And a bunch of pretty good and average and mediocre centers? So let's stop this. Jokic is great, man. He's doing his thing. But, I don't remember people comparing Russell Westbrook with Magic Johnson just because he was averaging a triple-double. I don't remember that. I don't remember people comparing Russell Westbrook, with Jason Kidd. They'll shoot you down quick. But why is Jokic's triple-doubles so unbelievable? He got all these fucking shooters around him. He should be getting triple-doubles. Russ is getting triple-doubles with his only guy in 2017 being Victor Oladipo. I think the other starting guard was Roberson, who had no fucking shot from outside. Whatever, I ain't trying to go down that rabbit hole again, but it just irritates me with this every year, man. This prison of the moment crap, man. It gets worse every year. It gets worse.